couple of strawweights fighting for their respective roster spots. We have the former atomweight champ from over with Invicta. It's Jinh Yu Frey taking on the former CFFC strawweight champ Elise Reed. And when you go down through it and you look at both of their respective careers, I mean, taking on some very high levels competition. Oh, yeah. With Elise Reed, the win over Hillary Rose when she's with CFFC, she's already got the belt because she beat Jasmine Jasudavicius before that. But in the UFC for Reed, she's hitting at a 2-3 clip. And if you look at it for Jinh Yu Frey, fights against Hamasaki, Seohee Ham, some really high names. She was that champ, as I had mentioned, with Invicta. But in the UFC, it is at a 2-4 margin. And I mean, yeah, one of her losses was really close, really controversial against one Vanessa Demopoulos. But her last time out, for Jinh Yu Frey against Poliana Viana, she went out there and got finished, and it was a tricky little shot from Viana. I mean, she was really landing great at distance, but that was a knockout, like a knockout at strawweight, which you don't see all that often. So a tough one for Frey. Obviously, she is coming into this fight just having turned 38 in the last couple of weeks, taking on the much younger Elise Reed. But when you break these two fighters down stylistically, Elise Reed is very much a third-degree Taekwondo black belt. She can strike great when she's moving forward, but really good when she's moving backwards, like she did in her fight against Jasudavicius or Hillary Rose, or pick any one of her wins. But if you look at it for Reed, I mean, she does struggle against the takedowns, and that's where everybody has gone to. And for Reed, out of all 5 fights in the UFC, she's been taken down at least once in all of them. We know the fight against Sijara Eubanks at flyweight, that was on really short notice. That one's sort of forgivable. But her last time out against Loma Lookboonmee, it was almost a little lackadaisical in that second round, and I found myself in I think it was a Dorval, Quebec hotel room, shouting and smiling for a Loma Lookboonmee submission win. Never in my mind did I think that Loma would win by submission against Elise Reed. So if you do look at this matchup overall, Reed's going to throw a wide variety of shots. Jinh Yu Frey, it's a lot of combinations, a lot of forward movement, and a little bit of body work too. She does like to throw that left hook to the body. But when you look at this matchup, Matt, again, both of them really fighting for their jobs here.
They are, and that's been the big problem with Jinh Yu Frey during her UFC tenure. Where was she the champion in an Invicta? 105. Where did she fight in the UFC? 115. And you can get bigger. We have seen fighters move up in divisions, but for Frey, she's not a big frame by any means.
Neither one of these fighters are. They're both 5'3".
They're both 5'3", but 5'3", sorry. But I do feel like Elise Reed is much more of a strawweight. Like, maybe she could make 105. Maybe, but for Jinh Yu Frey, we've seen her have not only success there, but tons of success in that weight class. I just feel like for Frey, look at a lot of her UFC wins. She's getting out-muscled in some of those. Remember the Kay Hansen fight? Like, I don't think Kay Hansen's a more skilled fighter than Jinh Yu Frey is whatsoever, but Jinh Yu Frey got out-muscled, got out-wrestled in a lot of those exchanges.
Yeah, she had won the first round, won the second round, and then got out-wrestled in the third round and got finished in that one.
Against a fighter who, isn't on the roster. And that's why this fight is so important for both these athletes. And for Reed, I do think her movement can help her evade some of those early takedowns. Now, you bring it up. She has been taken down in every single one of her UFC fights. It just really comes down to how or what level of success can her opponent have after they have taken her down. Because for Reed, she does have great kicks on the outside. She does fight in a bigger frame than she is because, again, her movement is very good. She incorporates a lot of kicks, a lot of very good combinations in her game as well. But if Frey's able to take her down and really get into like a heavy half guard, we have not necessarily seen enough out of an Elise Reed to say, oh, she's going to really be able to fight out of some of those deeper positions if Frey is able to secure that top.
And that's where we saw Reed really struggle against one of Jinh Yu Frey's teammates in Sam Hughes. Sam Hughes gets on top, and that was the beginning of the end. A TKO win there for Hughes, and for Jinh Yu Frey training with Emily Ducote, who you saw recently against Lupe Godinez, as well as the aforementioned Sam Hughes. For Frey, yeah, it's been a weird, rocky road. I mean, she loses to Loma Lookboonmee, a lot of striking at distance. She goes out there, gets a couple of big wins over Gloria DePaula and Ashley Yoder, loses to Vanessa Demopoulos by split, but most thought that she had won that one, and then her last time she goes out there and gets finished. And if you look at it for Elise Reed, she is actually 1-0 against southpaws in the UFC, and throughout her overall career, the only southpaw she fought was Super Melissa Martinez, and off of a leg kick in the first round, it's a step in right hand, and that drops Martinez, and Reed was able to eke out that decision win after that. So if you do look at this matchup, Reed is the slight favorite here. We have a look at the Topology votes, Matt. Surprised as they are to you, but I think they're going to be pretty darn close. I'm going to say over under 60% Elise Reed.
I'll say under.
I'm going to say under. It's over. 1,373 total votes, 71% Reed, 90% by decision. For the 29% that are Frey, you have 83% by decision. So a lot of people thinking strawweight overs. Strawweight overs. What do you think?
To me, it really comes down to how early can Frey get the takedown in a round if she is able to get the takedown. Because let's say she can secure it with, 4 minutes left in the round? That's a lot of time that you have to make up for in the next round if you're able to even really get there. But I do find myself ever so slightly favoring Elise Reed in the matchup. I do think she is going to be the more devastating striker on the outside. And if she can hurt Frey with a couple shots as she is making her way in, I think that's going to make Frey a little bit more hesitant to secure those takedown attempts. Now, if Jinh Yu Frey goes out there and just completely out-grapples her, looks like Khabib Nurmagomedov, I don't mind eating this L, if I'm completely honest, but I do have Elise Reed in the matchup.
Frey's much more of a striker than she is a grappler, and when she does get on top, she can do really good work. She likes to go for the ground and pound. You obviously have seen her out of Genesis BJJ, Frey Martial Arts with her husband Douglas, and Fortis MMA. So Saif Saud is going to be yelling from that corner. But when I look at it, I do like Elise Reed on the back foot. We saw Loma Lookman. She was able to throw a lot of volume out there against Jinh Yu Frey from the outside. I can see Elise Reed going out there and doing that. I think this is the first time I picked Elise Reed to win a fight in the UFC. So this is different for me and probably not a good sign. But Matt, both of us going with the former CFFC champ at a kickside martial arts in Princeton, New Jersey, Elise Reed to get the win. Let us know down below in the comment section who you have. Some big time matchups on this card, including Andrei Arlovski and Don'Tale Mayes. You're not going to want to miss it. Keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks, as we always say. Let's get into it.